Hi, I'm Mike Miller. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for watching. My guest today is a fascinating painter who's made quite a name for herself, painting windows all over Denton, Texas, and I'm honored to have Erica Tolbert. Erica, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You're a busy artist.
I'm very busy this time of year, extremely.
You do a lot of like Halloween and Thanksgiving paintings.
I do, around Day of the Dead, Christmas, sometimes year-round, but really a lot of my business on the windows is the back-to-back holidays here at the end of the year.
Yeah. What kind of things do you do after the first of the year?
I do a lot of canvas work in my studio, commissions, wall murals, things like that throughout the rest of the year. But this time of year, my time is basically completely taken up getting Denton ready for the holidays.
Windows, yeah. And the Day of the Dead has become quite a fun event for everybody.
It has, and I was really surprised this year that the amount of decoration and the amount of effort that went into it from the different businesses. It seems so much more this year that they were ready. They were ready to decorate coffins and windows and everything really early this year.
A lot of participants in the race.
A lot of participants this year, yes.
Yeah, a lot of people painted their own cars, I guess, or coffins. Or...
I'm not really sure. I know I've done some of them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the businesses do their own and kind of get everybody involved.
Yeah, fun project for everybody. Yeah. You've been an artist for quite a while. As a kid, you had artistic talents. And,
yes.
Yeah.
Forever. I always, no matter what I was doing, had to decorate or paint or make something.
Mixing a lot of media.
Yes. No, it didn't matter what I was doing. I was making something, writing something, drawing, painting on something all the time.
And I read on your website you like music as well?
Yes, I was a pianist for many years.
Oh, really?
Many years, yes.
That's great. I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Do you have time to still play these days?
A little bit on and off. I'm really, I guess, obsessive about it when I sit down to play. So if I don't really remember something, I'm like, oh, I need to play that correctly. So I'll sit there for a long time. So usually I don't get to play too often.
But you play classical pieces?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wish I had that skill. It seems like it would be a lot of fun.
It is, and pretty much everyone in our family is musically inclined.
Really?
They all play something, so it's quite noisy at our house a lot of the time.
You grew up in Oklahoma?
Yes, Muskogee, Oklahoma. It's right south of Tulsa.
Yeah. You've done some artwork in for what, a casino up there?
I did some vector artwork of logos. My family owns a paper company up there, so a lot of their clients that wanted their logo on things, I took them and vectorized them so they could print them on different things. And
what does that word mean?
Well, if they're you have your graphics that are pixel based, and so if you blow it up large to put it on something, it just doesn't translate very well. But if you have a vector image, it's with lines and curves, so it can be expanded or reduced without losing anything.
Yeah, that's in the digital world.
Yeah, I spent many years as well working as a graphic designer for the creative group, Dallas Morning News.
Really?
Harcourt School Publishers.
That's a lot of good experience.
Yeah, yes. So pretty much any media, if I'm not painting on the computer, was where I was working.
And you do residential as well as commercial projects?
Yes.
A lot of various things I was noticing.
I couldn't make up my mind. Kind of a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Not really master of any, but...
That's how creative people are, I think.
Yeah. And sometimes that goes really well, and others it's not a good idea at all. It turns into a disaster, but...
You have quite a presence on the square, Jupiter House. You've redone their windows for several years.
Yes, I love them. Joey and Amy are just fantastic people, and they were some of the first people I met when I moved to Denton.
Really?
That really gave me a shot to, they hadn't seen any of my work here in town because all of my work had been in Oklahoma. And Amy was like, yeah, come on, come paint our windows. And, you know, it kind of really opened me up to everybody. And
which year was that?
Oh my goodness, that's been, I guess, 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
I had lived in Denton for a long time previously.
Really?
But then I had moved back to Oklahoma for a while. And when I came back, I decided to kind of start doing some artwork down here. And yeah, they really helped me out introducing me. They'd be like, oh, let me call somebody. I know somebody. And they were just really great.
And you've done Harvest House?
Yes, I've done Harvest House. Starting this year, I did Day of the Dead and Christmas for Harvest House, as well as Hoochies. We're always doing something
really
fun down there. Mellow Mushroom, trying to get everybody going. Recycled. East Side, always something funny. We kind of incorporate all the workers at East Side. Funny little pictures going on.
Oh,
they're
really?
on the windows. Yeah, they like to keep it really lighthearted and fun.
And on your Facebook page, I noticed the hidden themes of recycled books.
Yeah. The longer the season goes on and I'm out there, the more my sense of humor starts kind of seeping out.
Yeah, have fun with it.
Yeah, into things. And recycle just kind of lets me
creative.
Go at it and put things in there. So
it's various things that relate to recycled.
Yeah, movie references, book references, little things like Santa and his reindeer down there, having fun with, they all have T-shirts on from the businesses around there. There's one for East Side, one for Oak Street, one for Bearded Monk that they're wearing and having a good time. And
really?
Mrs. Claus is at the other end alone with all of her cats reading a self-help book. So, yeah, kind of have a little fun with it.
And you've done that for several years, recycled windows.
Yes.
Who does the painting on those walls there?
Now, I believe the mural that's done on the side of Recycled was done by Denton High School.
Really?
Mr. Rosen is the art teacher there who I know was involved in that because my daughter also has him as her professor.
Really?
Yeah, loves him, thinks he's a great guy, super nice, and I think he had some students that came up and worked on that mural.
Yeah. And on your Facebook page, there's somebody made a video of you painting Wine Square and then fast forward.
Yes.
As you transformed the window from a blank window to the finished product. How long did it take you to paint that?
I think Wine Square is about 30 to 40 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, it's all the nice filigree white snow and stuff. So usually those don't take a very long time because we don't have to go back and do lining and stuff. But they're a lot of fun to do. Yeah.
And the name of your website is Golondrina? Golondrina.com?
Yes.
But you use Facebook a lot too, and people...
I do. Facebook and Instagram really kind of helps me connect. It seems like a lot of the businesses in Denton, a lot of the people really connect through Instagram.
Really?
And sharing, so I get to kind of share that with a lot of the business owners that I know. They'll post things and we'll post things back. So there's a really good community that goes on there between, the local Denton businesses and such.
And you're fairly easy to get in touch with. If people want you to do some kind of art, they can find you on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. I get messages from Facebook, Instagram, phone calls, emails. Some of my customers just see me painting and yell at me from across the square, be like, hey.
And you sometimes just have your phone number at the bottom of your paintings. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's good. You do so many different projects. I know it just brightens up a business's environment once the windows are painted.
It does, and I think especially with Christmas, when I started doing this in Muskogee, it was kind of because I was starting out. I had done window murals for some of the places I worked with, and other businesses were like, "Oh, I'd really like to do that," because it is a form of advertising. It draws customers in. It helps them get business around the holidays. So I was doing the larger businesses, but Muskogee has a really quaint downtown area and a lot of smaller businesses, but there's not a lot of money. It's a very small town, very rural. So it became kind of a mission that I was like, well, I'm not going to charge them very much because I want everyone to participate. Because it really seems to give this sense of community when everyone has art up on the windows and everyone together. And I think especially in Denton, because there's already that sense of community and everyone really loves the arts, that when you get a lot of businesses together doing it, it almost becomes like something of its own that the businesses in Denton are known for. Because
creates a unity.
Myself and some of the other window painters, and I know Warren Lunt, who's fantastic, we've talked about we just need to get everybody together because it really creates this great thing at the holidays that you're just walking through all this art.
Do you do any paintings at the mall?
I have not. I did email them this year. And
really?
I was like, hey, you want to do some art? But I did not hear back from them. So if they're out there, they should email me.
This is a collection of some of the art that you have around town. This one is entitled what?
Oh, that's Jupiter House's coffin. From not this year, but last year we did a space theme, and Amy drove the coffin, little alien, looked adorable. So.
And that is Audacity's Door.
Audacity we did this year.
Berry Christmas.
Berry Christmas, yes.
The colors look really good, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, they have that great bright green building, so the reds of the snowman help bring it out.
Yeah. This one is...
That is Authentic Life Yoga. That one was so much fun to do, much fun, because I really like to incorporate what the businesses do, if I can, because it makes it personal, very unique to them. Yes, so we have our yoga doing reindeers and Santas, and it says Om for the holidays, and a lot of the lotus blooms and stuff all kind of incorporated into the paintings. So it kind of gives it that little extra if you're really looking at it, like, oh, look.
I'm sure. You know. What are these?
Let's see. This one was Bishop Arts Winery, and down in the Bishop Arts district of Oak Cliff. We did some nice border for them, and that was year before last. I would have loved to have gone down and done some more businesses, but it got so busy this year so quickly, and the weather has not cooperated. So unfortunately, I didn't get to go do many of their businesses this year,
But you have done work in Dallas?
Yes, I have done work throughout the Metroplex. When time allows, I usually kind of head out that way after Denton is taken care of, because that's really where I like to work.
Focus on Denton.
Yeah, that's my town, so I like to, dress Denton up first. But when time permits, I do some work outside of Denton.
What is this one?
That is Caring for Women. Dr. Valente is a very fantastic guy, great sense of humor. And so he has me paint their windows every year, kind of spruce that up for everybody.
People need to be relaxed when they go see the doctor.
Oh, yeah.
How about these?
Let's see. This year is the Devante Salon. We have Santa getting a haircut. Nice, fun. Some decorations that are hanging of Christmas bulbs and hair dryers and such. Then we have some of our Day of the Dead. We have East Side with the skeletons and the Katrinas for Day of the Dead. And as well, we painted their coffin, which says Lankenstein, because yet again, a play on their employees. They call him Lanky.
Really?
So yeah, Patrick has a really good sense of humor at East Side, and he's like, oh, put him in the window. And so that usually ends up being a surprise for a lot of the employees who are like, oh, I'm on the window.
They really have a wide selection there.
They do. A great place, and everyone that works there is so much fun and so nice. John is great. Poor Craig is usually the butt of some window jokes up there.
Really?
As right now, we have a reindeer of Craig with his mustache trying to flirt with the other reindeer that aren't having it. So really good sports about a lot of the things they get on their window that they're incorporated into.
And are they one of the sponsors of Day of the Dead?
I believe so. I believe they are
They're
sponsors.
Very active
They're
in
very,
that.
very active.
Yeah,
yes.
they allow, that's like the central location of it, yeah. Yeah. And some of these others that you brought?
Let's see. Yeah, we have our East Side. I also do Thanksgiving windows for them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have the Denton Art Council right here, right now. We have the love of art warms the heart, and I've started this year. I got in touch with them that I will donate the windows to them free of charge. You know, kind of help support Denton Arts.
Oh, really? That's
good.
And
I try to get over there to do as much as I can on the windows. You know, while weather and time permit.
They're having some kind of invitation for art right now?
They are. They're having a call for artists. They're doing a show which will be 200 works of art that are going to be hung floor to ceiling. And there will be an opening, and I'm not really sure on the date. I want to say it's early February that the opening begins, or March. I may be wrong. I know the deadline for the call of artists is December 31st. And people can submit up to 3 works of art, any 2D media, and those will remain in the center hanging for about a month, as well as be online.
That's
for
great
purchase.
Exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Great
and
exposure, yeah.
Yeah, it is. And 50% of the proceeds will go towards the Art Council and Denton Arts.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's really great. I think it'll give a lot of artists chance to be seen, because there's a lot of events that go on there where the paintings will be on exhibit and for view.
That's good. They're becoming more and more active in the community, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I haven't had a lot of experience. I just got involved with the Art Council this year, and I met Tracy Booth, who is fantastic. She's really great. She's been a big help with me. She'll always email and be like, "Oh yes, lovely windows," and a lot of information. She's super personable, and I really hope to do a lot with them in the future, because they're really great people.
They have the 35 Denton and Thin Line bands perform in that building too, I think.
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe so, yes.
And some of these on this row?
Mm-hmm. It's all kind of mixed in. Here. We have this painting at Hoochies was up for a long time. It wasn't really seasonal, kind of incorporating the Louisiana Cajun food and music, because they're really, really big on promoting jazz and kind of that Louisiana feel. So we had done this mural on their windows. It just recently has been taken down because it had been up for quite a while, and it was kind of showing its age. It's on that the side of the building that gets a lot of sun exposure. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. Mm-hmm. The paint kind of dries out eventually.
Yeah, it kind of fades a little bit. So that has come down, but it was up for quite a while.
Do you still use the same kinds of paints that you started off using a few years ago, or have you modified?
Every once in a while, I will kind of branch out and see what I like. I try to stick to acrylic because it's easy to take off for my businesses.
Yeah.
It's really easy. You just soak in water and then a razor, and it comes right off. So.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something more permanent that's going to stay, then I will.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Go up. But as far as holidays and stuff, it doesn't have to last, more than a couple months, and off it goes. Although I have had at Seniors in Motion, they've left some of the wording up for 2 or 3 years, where it stayed there. Stayed there. Yeah.
That's good that it lasts that long. Mm-hmm. There's so many organizations in Denton that bond the community, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Denton really is, and I guess that's why I keep moving back to Denton. I'm not big on the heat or anything like that, and I really need to live somewhere where it's colder, but I just love Denton, and so keep moving back here. The people are so friendly compared to a lot of the places I've lived. It's especially like painting these windows has really introduced me to the business owners and a lot of the people that work in these places. And instead of just being like, oh, come do my windows, I'm very, I guess, just cordial, and everyone gets to know you very well. They're very friendly. They become oh, hey, and this is going on. And so everyone's so personable and really involved, and everyone in the businesses seems to support each other, and everyone knows everyone and gets together, and it really is just a sense of community that I really haven't seen in a lot of the places I've lived, and especially around the arts,
It just seems like Denton attracts people that like art and music.
Which is fantastic.
Really, really. Some of these other ones, what are these?
Let's see, we have a lot of our previous windows from Mellow Mushroom. Always good customers that have, fun stuff up. This year at Day of the Dead, we we always incorporate their guys, their main mushroom guys, and had them doing the spooky, scary skeletons dance down at one end. And
what is that?
It's a cartoon. It kind of turned into a meme there for a long time. It was a really old cartoon from the, I believe, 1930s or 40s.
Really?
With this little spooky, scary skeleton song, and they do the little dance. And yeah, it's circulating on the internet. Like I said, a lot of things that are just funny jokes to me that I end up on windows. And
that's good, though.
So not everyone will get them, but I will laugh myself silly doing them.
It's just not straight depictions of a snowman and Santa Claus. There's
always something in there something that amuses me is probably in there.
I think that's what makes art great, really.
It is, and it's always fun to get to walk through and see the paintings and be like, oh, haha, I know what that is. And like I said, Recycled has their reindeer are representing the Mean Girls from the movie Mean Girls doing their little dance.
Oh, really?
The book Mrs. Claus is reading is Women Who Love Men Who Are Emotional Amoebas, which is a book that was referenced in the movie Hackers years ago.
Gosh.
A lot of the albums that are hanging up, you have traditional like Christmas albums and Dolly and Bob Wills, and then you have Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis, and just some random stuff. In the books is Cujo, along with the Christmas books, and just kind of throw in stuff that I think is cute and funny. And
I think it's great what you do. There's so much tension in the world these days. It's good that there's some fun bonding things that are going on to keep people focused on positive, funny things, lightheartedness.
Yeah, I am always, I can't really be serious for too long. My sense of humor always seems to find its way out somehow.
Good, yeah. So, how about these on the bottom row?
Let's see, I brought a couple different wall murals that we have. There's some trees. Trees are a big popular item on wall murals. We have some cherry trees and some olive trees.
How big is that one?
That is part of a mural that spans about a 20-foot wall. There are two trees that go on the wall and up onto the ceiling on that mural.
What's the name of that?
It doesn't really have a name. Yeah.
I mean, what does it say right there?
Oh, it says Wall Mural 3.
Oh, okay.
It's just labeled them there. The other tree I think I brought is a cherry blossom tree that was done in a bathroom to kind of accent some bare walls they had. And
that's this one? What is it titled?
Wall Mural 1.
Oh, okay.
They just have numbers. This one here is probably my favorite because this is actually on my wall at home because I'm always painting on something. And this is a representation of an actual sign that may still be hanging at Cains Ballroom in Tulsa. Cains Ballroom, home of Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys, is extremely, I guess, influential to not only me, but a lot of people that grow up in that area because a lot of your youth is spent in the Cains Ballroom. That's where a lot of the shows happen, a lot of,
school activities.
No, it's all music based.
Really?
And I had done a lot of work with them in my younger days, taking photographs of bands and interviewing bands there, which is kind of how I got my start.
Is that
when
right?
I was in college. My grandparents really loved Bob Wills, and they kind of knew him when they were younger. He would come in with the Playboys to my great-grandmother's grocery and get sandwiches.
Really?
And so the Cains is really kind of, a part of, I don't think just our family, but a lot of families that grew up in that area, in the Tulsa area. Just a really strong background. So that sign kind of reminds me of home.
Did he stay up there, or did he move to Texas eventually?
I do believe he came back to Texas at one point. I'm not really sure what years. I know throughout the 30s is when they were doing the radio show from the Cains.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And that's actually where my studio gets its name, Golondrina. It's a little Spanish bird. And there's a traditional Spanish song, La Golondrina. And Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys had done an instrumental version, as well as Doc Watson with the Playboys. And I remember when I was little, my grandparents, I was raised by them, and would always teach me how to dance, and my grandmother would teach me different, things. But my grandfather would teach me the waltz, and it would always be to Golondrina, the Bob Wills version. And I just remember that from when I was little, and I love that song. So
how does it go?
Oh, no. You can look that up on YouTube. I'm sure there's a great version.
You were attracted to that song more so than the bird, actually?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, I love the little bird. It's actually part of the logo of my studio. But like I said, everything kind of has these weird little inside things that I get. And to me, Golondrina always makes me think of that. When I was little, I loved the song. That type of music was very influential to me when I was young. Any of the Texas swing, any of the old jazz classics, Nina Simone. Growing up with my grandparents and who were also musicians, it's a very, very wide array of that type of music that was really influential to me when I was young.
You've had a really interesting life. I think you really add a lot to the community. I really appreciate you coming down and letting me do a show with you today.
I appreciate you having me.
And you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and have a great holiday.